Hello friends and welcome to Fire Emblem Discussion. Cindered Shadows came out yesterday and it is a blast. This is the most fun I've had playing Three Houses since its release. It is a breath of fresh air for the game, and if you haven't picked it up, I would say go do it. But let's talk about a few things that you may dislike about, or maybe things to watch out for, maybe things that make it so you don't want to play the game, if that makes sense. I've had a few people come into chat while playing on stream and saying that they dislike the removal of the freedom that Three Houses is known for. Three Houses is meant to be, in the main game at least, meant to be this game where you can take any unit and turn them into just about anything. Make them become whatever kind of unit you'd want them to be, with very few limitations, stuff like spell list and unique abilities and combat arts and whatever else. But for the most part, if you want to take Edelgard and make her a Grimoire, you can take Edelgard and make her a Grimoire. Will she be better as a Grimoire than she is as, a physical class? Probably not, but you can do it. Nothing's stopping you, and it's totally usable. Now, Cindered Shadows takes that and kind of throws it out the window. There are still some choices to be made regarding which class you pick. For instance, Edelgard has two advanced classes she can choose between, whether it's Fortress Knight or Warrior. And Claude also has two he can pick between. He can be a sniper or he can be a wyvern rider. And actually also Ash has two he can pick between, which those two being sniper and assassin. So there are a few characters that have multiple advanced classes they can go into, but the majority of characters, unless you want to take a step down a tier, they are going to be stuck in one class for the entire playthrough. So far as I am, I'm past halfway done. I'm on the second to last map, and I'm pretty confident in saying there's not going to be a whole lot of change that way unless something crazy happens in the last map. And on top of different classes you can pick and everything, there's also different skills. Every character has multiple skills to choose from. Some have more than others, like the three lords in Byleth have a bunch to choose from. So there is still some customization involved and some choices to make. That all being said, and it's already been stated, yes, it is not as open as the main game, the main storyline. But the game itself is, honestly, I've enjoyed every map. There hasn't been a single map that I'm saying I've been like, oh, is it done yet? Maybe I do that while I'm playing it just because I'm hamming it up a little bit for the audience. But for the most part, I've had fun with every single map. There's only one that kind of frustrated me, actually, at the very end. There's a particular map where there is an objective where you have to essentially use a key on a device, but there's three different devices and only one of them works, and the other two are essentially booby traps. If you do them, you're messed up. You get like ambush spawns or something else to ruin your day. Now, I even still had fun with that map. It was a little annoying in the moment, but looking back, I was having fun. And there are some really cool, unique scenarios to be had in the gameplay. So if you want more Three Houses like maps and gameplay that way, then I think Cindered Shadows is great, and you should go pick it up. And it is a good buy. I think it's a good, and the price. Some might say it's a little too high. I think it's fair for what you get. I think it's pretty good. But now let's talk about the story. I'm not going to spoil anything. Except maybe like stuff we kind of already know, like character names and maybe a few things from like the first chapter or something. So if you want to avoid completely story spoilers, now is the time to dip out. But I'm going to do my best to avoid that. Cindered Shadows' story is honestly pretty weak. It has a lot of forced exposition just so that, like, to catch the player up on what's going on, and to introduce these new characters to you in a shortened amount of time, because it's a side story. It's not as long as the main campaign, so they don't have as much time to develop these characters and help you to endear them to you, essentially. And you can tell that the game is trying really hard to shove these characters' quirks and their personalities in your face. And it's not that bad. It's fine. It really is. But it can be... The story definitely felt like an afterthought at times. And there's some plot elements that are a little convenient and are a little I would say they're poorly contrived. They're like you'll know them when you see them, and when you get to them, you'll be like, okay, yeah, that's like Fate's style writing right there. That's a little bad. But overall, I think it's just an enjoyable experience. The voice acting is good for the new characters. However, I will say I feel like the returning characters, particularly like Edelgard and Dimitri, their voice actors and actresses or whatever, they honestly, I feel like they phoned this one in. I don't feel like they did as good a job as they did in the main game. Yeah, I think Claude still sounds good. I think Hilda is fine, and so is Linhardt and Ash. But for whatever reason, Dimitri and Edelgard, I feel like they took a dip in quality in the side story. Maybe it's just I'd have to go back and look through the dialogue again. Maybe the dialogue is awkward and hard to read to like make it sound natural, but they kind of just don't fit in. I don't know. But the side characters, I think overall do pretty good. I like them. I like all the side characters, story-wise and everything. So that's kind of my overall thoughts, my review, my overview of Cindered Shadows up to this point. I haven't finished it. Again, I have 2 maps left to go, to my understanding. And I don't think my opinion could be changed too much unless the last 2 chapters are just horrendous. But I've seen the second to last map, and it looks fine. And I've heard the last map is pretty fun. So I don't think my opinion is going to change too much. I think it's going to be a good time. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Did you pick up Cindered Shadows? Have you played through it yet? Let me know what you think. And if you want more content like this, we'll be talking more about 3 Houses, Cindered Shadows, and other stuff on the channel. Maybe I'll do some guide videos for Cindered Shadows. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And also, if you wouldn't mind, it's up to you. If you do enjoy this content, make sure to like the video. It helps the visibility, helps more people find it. Will help our community grow so we can have more perspectives and interesting thoughts in the comments. It'll be good. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.